Kia ora koutou. In this lesson, we are going to talk about how to use the sine rule to find angle measure. Same thing as with sine rule for side length. You're always going to let the unknown, that part that you're looking for, you're always going to let that be the numerator of the first fraction. So this is going to be the sine rule that we're going to use. The sine of angle A divided by the length of side A is going to be equal to the sine of angle B divided by the length of side B. So looking at this diagram here, we see we have an unknown angle there. That's going to be the numerator of our first fraction. So the sine of angle A is going to become the sine of theta. That's what we're trying to find, and we're always going to let that unknown be the numerator of the first fraction. Okay, so now we're going to substitute the values into the formula. We know capital A is angle A, and little a is the length of the side across from angle A. So if my theta is my unknown angle, this is the side that is opposite from angle A. So we've got the sine of theta over 8. And that's what we see right here. Sine of theta over 8 is the sine of A over length of A. And then we're going to put that equal to the sine of angle B over little b. Okay, so back to the diagram. There's my angle B that I know, and there's the length of the side across from it. So that second fraction, sine of B over little b, is going to be the sine of 85 degrees over 10.8. Okay, so there we've set up our problem. Sine of theta over 8 is sine of 85 over 10.8. Now what we need to do, we need to solve this. I need to get the sine of theta by itself. So this divided by 8 needs to go away. I'm going to get rid of dividing by 8 by timesing by 8. So we can see here, 8 times the sine of 85 gets the sine of theta all by itself. When we put into our fraction 8 times the sine of 85 equals, divided by 10.8, I get that fraction. So I know the sine of theta is that great big decimal. And you're going to leave that in there. No rounding until later. Okay, so what this tells us is the sine of the angle I'm trying to find is that decimal. What you're going to do, you're going to want to find what that angle is. So, leaving that number on your screen, you're going to say, okay, shift sine. Because what you need to do, you want to find the angle whose sine is that number. The way you're going to do that, so there's that 0.7 number on your screen. You want to push shift, then push sine, and you're going to see that sine to the -1 power. That's what we're looking to use right there. Now, since we want to use the previous answer, you're just going to push the ANS button, which is right there. Push the ANS button. So you're doing shift sine of that last answer. And that's going to, again, equals. You can see there's 47.55, etc., etc. Now, since angles are really, really small, you never need to round to more than one decimal place. 0.55, that means this 5 goes up to a 6. So the angle theta is 47.6 degrees, rounded to one decimal place.